Well, happy Thursday evening, South Mississippi. We're going to go ahead and get started here shortly. You're going to see that we do have fog rolling in right now. That's kind of the main story. We do have some very, very dense fog that is coming off of the Mississippi Sound and is slowly making its way a little bit further inland. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Let's kind of roll through some of our tower cams here. Beau Rivage camera in Biloxi, not much to see there. Very dense fog rolling through there. Let's head over to Gulfport, where we have seen some of that fog develop as well. There you go. This is from the Hancock Whitney building in downtown Gulfport, looking towards the south. You cannot see the marina. Visibility is down to less than a mile, likely less than that in some spots. So definitely very dangerous out there if you're driving, if you're about to head out, so maybe you're on your way back in, or if you have any plans to leave early tomorrow morning. It is going to be very foggy, especially along the immediate coast. Highway 90 is going to be definitely a trouble spot as we go through the early morning hours and well into tomorrow morning as well. So keep that in mind. Give yourself a little bit of extra time if you are traveling. That will be useful, and don't forget to use those low beams if you're encountering that really dense fog. Right now, 59 degrees at the Gulfport Airport. Very foggy. Humidity is way up as the fog rolls on in. Because there's the visibility at the airport is currently down to 2 miles and slowly dropping. Along the beach is where it is definitely going to be much closer to pretty much zero. As we go through the rest of tonight, of course, that fog is going to remain a problem until about 8 or 9 a.m. We do have a dense fog advisory in place, and we're going to get back to that here in just a second. But you can also see that overall temperatures are not going to change all that much. That is mainly thanks to the fog. We'll see these temperatures kind of settle into the mid to lower 50s as we move through the rest of the overnight hours. Now, as for satellite and radar, a couple of upper level clouds starting to move in as well. That'll also limit how cool we can get. So it does look like those mid 50s are certainly possible for some of us in the overnight hours. Here's that dense fog advisory that continues until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Once again, this is very dense sea fog that is being pushed by the really light winds out of the south. And that'll continue for our coastal areas until 9 a.m. Offshore areas, especially in the Sound or especially very close to the Chandelier Islands, and we're going to potentially see that fog linger until the midday hours. So just keep that in mind. Here's your future cast for visibility, the yellow showing where the fog is likely to be. Once again, mostly the coastal areas as we go through about 2 o'clock in the morning. By about 6 a.m., our inland areas do start to clear out. But it's, once again, the immediate coastline could be a problem for very dense fog, especially around that 6 to 8 a.m. hour. By the time we get to about 10 a.m., that's when we really start to see things clear up. So at that point, then things will be much better out there. But let's talk about the weekend. Of course, lots and lots of parades, lots of outdoor festivities going on. The good news is that even though the rain chances are high, the timing of this is likely to be overnight into early Sunday morning. That would be great, as that does not conflict with any parades. So that is what we're hoping for. That is what we are certainly looking like we're going to get, but I've got more details on that. More importantly, it's those afternoon temperatures that are going to be really important. 70s, both Saturday and Sunday, are certainly possible. We are heading into a very warm week as we go into next week as well. Here's Futurecast real quick. Let's kind of go through this. You're seeing both the fog and the cloud cover. That's possible again as we go into Saturday morning, but we also want to keep in mind that as we move through the daylight hours, we're going to see some passing clouds. We're going to warm up quickly if we see the sun enough, up into the 70s, both Friday and Saturday as well. Then once we get into Saturday afternoon, here's where we do start to see the chance for rain start to go up. As for late Saturday, this is about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see not much rain on the radar or on Futurecast here, but there is the possibility for at least a few scattered showers, maybe a few storms. They're going to be very hit or miss throughout the day on Saturday, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. This run of Futurecast has shown a much better trend, with it being maybe a little bit drier as we go throughout the day on Saturday. Now, as we go into the overnight hours, that chance for showers and storms really starts to go up. This is 2 o'clock in the Sunday morning, and that's when that cold front does start to approach South Mississippi. Along that is where we could start to see the much higher chance for thunderstorms, as well as some of that heavier rain. This moves fairly quickly, very similar to what we had just a few weekends ago. Cold front moves on through. Along the front, maybe a few storms, some of which could be strong. But overall, this system is going to be moving pretty quickly. By the time we get to about 8 o'clock in the morning, most of this has already cleared South Mississippi. We start turning much drier, at least a little bit cooler, as we head into the afternoon on Sunday. As for the severe weather risk, there is a risk with this system, but it is very low. We can't rule out the potential for a damaging wind gust. The other hazards, the confidence is a little too low at this time. We need to continue to watch those forecast models, try and see if they can give us a little bit more information over the next about 24 hours or so. But once again, the timing of this is looking like it's mainly going to be Sunday morning. We're going to continue to narrow that timing as well once we get a better idea of what the forecast models are looking at. Of course, today was the first day that we really saw those high resolution, those much more detailed runs of Futurecast. So we're going to have to kind of wait to see what the trends are over the next several hours. But as of right now, severe weather risk overall is pretty low, but not zero. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. And as far as rainfall goes, it's been a very dry month so far. Drought conditions are starting to develop in some parts of South Mississippi. This will bring some beneficial rainfall. It does look like the heavier rainfall amounts are going to be off to our east, but across South Mississippi, we are looking at about half an inch to about 1.5 inches of rain across the area as the system moves on through. Looking further ahead, let's talk about Monday and Tuesday. Lots of parades going on those days as well, and it does look like it's going to be fantastic out there. We do have some passing clouds, mostly seeing those warm conditions. At least the early morning hours might be a little bit on the cooler side. We could see some upper 40s, some lower 50s in some spots. But rain chances are pretty much zero as we head into next week, with those very warm afternoons up in the 70s. And we also want to take a look at maybe a little bit more of the long-term forecast here, especially getting into Wednesday, Thursday, and beyond going into next week. It looks very, very warm for South Mississippi. These are coastal temperatures, could be getting to around those maybe these upper 70s. Certainly want to keep a close eye on this. It looks like it's going to be a very warm end to next week. Some of our inland areas could be looking at the potential for those mid to upper 70s, especially nearing or crossing 80 degrees on some days. So very warm out there to end the week, which is going to be great, especially with lots of parades going on. Remember, Monday and Tuesday being the bigger parade days. But let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Some more details here. We're going to be looking at really nice conditions overall. Saturday looks drier. Just keep in mind, Saturday could also be a day where we are seeing a warm day, but also very breezy out there. Temperatures in the low 70s, winds out of the southeast around 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts a little bit higher than that. So we'll kind of think about that as we head out to parades. It's also Valentine's Day. And then once we get to Sunday, that's when most of that rain moves on through, mainly in the morning hours. We do still rebound that temperature pretty quickly. Most of us back up into the upper 60s or lower 70s as we head into Sunday afternoon. Rain chances much lower as we head into the afternoon and evening hours on Sunday. And then we head into a very warm and very dry week for your Mardi Gras festivities.